UDOT worker is recovering in the hospital from serious injuries after a semi-truck crashed into the crew working on the side of the road.
That day we decided we were going out. It was our structures drive-throughs.
The idea was we were going to go out and look at some structures for future project needs.
Had 2 structures left that day and went to Jeremy Ranch on I-80, and we'd all pulled up to get out of our vehicles and look at the parapet walls.
There was actually 3 of us. There was 3 vehicles. There was Kendall and I were in a vehicle, and then the guys from structure, and then Morgan pulled up behind us.
We decided to pull off to the shoulder, far enough over that we were 5 to 6 feet from the white line, making sure we were trying to be as safe as possible.
Protocol, you know, used to being out there on the road, and I'd stepped out.
At that time we saw a semi decide to be distracted or fall asleep, something along those lines, and swerve off the road and smash into Morgan's truck, pinballing off that, hitting Morgan, and then coming into our truck.
He'd hit the back of my truck hit me, threw me up the shoulder.
Kendall looked at me and he said, "Danny, watch out." Before he could get that out, we heard a crash. He hit Morgan's truck and then proceeded to hit us.
Seen that semi coming down the shoulder, and my first instinct was just to get out of the way.
It was an extremely scary situation. At first, Kendall relayed to me as we were sitting there that Morgan went down.
I mean, it was just a split second. So I take off running around the front of my vehicle to get out of the way, and at that minute, I mean, the truck was coming pretty fast down that shoulder, so after that, it was a blur.
So I proceeded to jump out of the truck and go actually work with Morgan while Kendall was making phone calls to all the region employees and our senior leaders to get them up to speed and to get help out there as quickly as possible.
Luckily, I'm still here today, and you know, can look back at that and, you know, build more on safety.
It could have been completely avoided had the semi-truck driver that was traveling down I-80 been paying attention.
You never think it's going to happen to you, but it can happen to anybody. You get so comfortable in your, you know, mindset out there doing what we do every day, and it's just mind-boggling that something like that can happen to you.
We need to plan where we want to stop at, where's the safest location, and limit the time that we're out there.
Where are we going? What are we doing? Where is it going to be safe for us to park? Who's going to be our lookout? It was unfortunate that Morgan had to get seriously hurt for us to realize this, because we do it every day.
A lot of times we go out on these site visits, we see the things that we're looking at, and then we still stay in harm's way to talk about it when we can move to another location after we've seen what we're talking about and have our conversations there. Limit our exposure out there. I think that's a big thing.
It was a terrible situation, but hopefully we can learn from it and get better.
Something that I was grateful for is when we were sitting off on the shoulder, me and Danny were in the truck, we were still buckled up. We hadn't unbuckled to get out of the truck while we were still talking. I know a lot of times it's just habit. We pull off to the side of the road, we unbuckle, start getting ready to get out, even though we might not be leaving the vehicle immediately. It's one of the things I learned is if we're not getting out of the vehicle, stay buckled up. No need to take it off, because you never know when someone's gonna run off the road and might hit you.
I do want to commend everybody that helped us. There was a lot of people who stopped and provided assistance to us, from the IMTs. We actually had a couple contractors stop to check in on Morgan. We had a bunch of private vehicles that actually wanted to know if they could help as well. Summit County UHP was phenomenal. But really, it's just, we do this every day. It's easy for us to get complacent, to relax. And I think the biggest thing I can tell people is, you know, unfortunately it took somebody getting hurt for us to realize how important it is that we take 5 minutes before we go out, have the discussion, and what we're going to do so that we can all protect each other, and we're all going to go home safely to our families every day.
As far as the traveling public, I mean, when they do see us working on the side of the road, just slow down, move over if you can move over, give us space. Even though, you know, we don't have red and blue lights out there, you know, we are out there doing a service for the public, and we want to make sure they get home to their family safe and we can get home to ours.